must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Good morning, Africa. Good morning, wherever you are, Kenya. Good morning, the entire world. Thank you very much for watching Punchline Africa Television from the political command center of the Legacy Trend, miles away from the general headquarters of Punchline Africa Television. Good morning, Miriam.
A very good morning to you, Doctor. Thank you so much. I hope you're well this morning.
Very well this morning from here. Wherever we are, miles and miles away from you, we miss you, but we shall be hitting the ground very sincerely, very approachly, and very confident. There is one word, again, every day whenever I read the Bible, I come out with something that makes me bubbly. This morning, you will guess my word. Thank you very much. Good morning in the CBD, somewhere in Nairobi City, in Kenya. Professor Jared Onyari, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Masanga, Miriam, Karen, and our viewers from wherever they are around the world.
Thank you very much for joining us again to do an in-depth analysis of the events of Kenya and how they affected the people of Kenya. Good morning on the coast of East Africa, the Indian Ocean, what they call the Indian Ocean Enclave. Wow. There are so many good cities, shining bright, bubbly, on the seas, on the ocean, on the beaches of the Indian Ocean of Kenya, in Malindi. Karen Josephs, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Masanga. Good morning, Miriam of the studio. Good morning, Professor Jared. Yes, this is Karen Josephs from Malindi.
Thank you very much. Miriam, before I hand you over the mantle to take us through the COVID-19 updates, and then we come to the newspaper review of Kenyan newspapers. Today, I managed to look at a few of them online, and thank you very much. The Standard, the People Daily, the Star, and the Daily Nation. We shall also go, if time allows, look at the Ugandan newspaper, the New Vision, the Monitor, and Tanzanian newspapers, and anybody else who wants to join us on this journey. You can pin in, log in. The number is to log in on our Zoom is 399-535-8320. And then our people will give you the password. They will lock you in. And the password can be given as 503670. If I'm not mistaken, Miriam can bring me back to book. But here I am. I think my head works very well. I've crammed the correct numbers. Good morning. Wherever you are in Africa, sit, get a pen, listen to the news on Kenya, the Legacy Trend. From the studios of the Legacy Trend, Dr. David Masanga, himself, son of soil, he's here. Thank you.
All right. Very well. Thank you there, Doctor. And just to bring us up to date with the numbers this morning, Kenya, the cases right now stands at 34,201 and the death toll is 577 and the recoveries right now stands at 19,893 cases, and Uganda, the cases are 2,972 32. The death toll is 32 people and recoveries is 1,288. Also in Rwanda, the cases have gone up to 4,063. 16 people have died in Rwanda and recoveries is at 2,013, and the total cases in Africa this morning is 1,245,501, and the death toll is 29,592, and recoveries right now is at 975,270, and we have a lot to talk about today in regards to COVID-19 because Kenya yesterday, for the first time, I think in a very long time, registered a very low number of confirmed cases here in the country. But what is very interesting is what we see on the headlines this morning. Doctor, if you can go with me on the Daily Nation there, up there before we get to the main topic, flattening curve. World Health Organization says Kenya's numbers could be masking picture. So let's just see what this masking picture means. According to World Health Organization there, they might not be having confidence on the numbers there or the curve flattening. And they say in the last 3 weeks, the country has reported an average of 50% drop in its COVID-19 cases in a sign of slump in new infections with its laboratory test. Positivity rate also declining from 12% to 7%. Yesterday, the country recorded 144 new cases of the virus from a high of more than 700 cases a few weeks ago. For many, this indeed has been the sign of the country's getting out of the woods in its COVID-19 fight and flattening the curve. And then it continues. But the World Health Organization is calling out this assertion, saying the latest testing results by Health Ministry is masking the true picture of the situation in the country. So they're saying, as much as you're seeing the numbers are going down, but we cannot really trust these numbers. I don't know. Is this not the directives that were given by World Health Organization? When you start recording a certain percentage, that will mean that the numbers have gone down. Are we not? Is there anything, Doctor, that you think is out of order in regards to how the Ministry of Health has been carrying out the testing, and now we see the numbers, the curve really has turned facing down?
Miriam, first of all, I, Dr. David Masanga, I have no confidence in the World Health Organization. WHO, zero, is stupid organization. I behave like Trump and I call it its names. It fits. I have no confidence in WHO. And I want to speak as an African. I am not bothered because the Director General is a thief. A thief is a thief everywhere. That young man called Tedros put us in trouble in London in 1989. I've never forgiven him. Mwizi, dimwe mwizi. So any cutting, to one waizi to say they are good. Dr. Tedros is a thief, he's a gambler. He gambles with World Health Organization. Why do I say he's a gambler? This is a man who went to Wuhan, saw what was in Wuhan, understood the disease from Wuhan, played with the disease from Wuhan, allowed us Africans to die. The man never knew that the disease needs washing hands. The man never knew that the disease needs social distancing. The man, Dr. Tedros, did not know that you need masks. This is a horror Director General of World Health Organization. I swear over before God, let God ban us all. Let people stand up, evict this guy from office. You know, World Health Organization is supposed to give us guidance. But this gentleman never gave us guidance. He gave us confusion. He told us lies. He took money And when I talk about taking money, any person in here in Africa, anasema mwa kwenda. He took money. I know what it is. You know why? This guy grabbed us money in London with Zenawi. Zenawi, Efaki, Damba Nambako. We are members of the Uganda Community Relief Association, and Dr. Tedros was a member of Ethiopian Relief Organization, a young student studying in Nottingham University, whom we co-opted on the committee for the Africans to go and work and get funding for the refugees in Ethiopia and Uganda. It is from that day that I knew who Dr. Tedros was. Dr. Tedros is a military man by background. He's a guerrilla rebel leader of Tigray Liberation Front. Dr. Tedros went and filled forms. I don't forget easily, but I forgive. When he was told by the British government, this guy, to fill forms so that we can have our money funding of 150,000 over pounds, he filled the forms, and guess what he did? He also put his own personal account. Since Africans, we are dead people. We are being led by World Health Organization. And this is a fifth. The guy you see here, who is he? This guy is not supposed even to be near a cattle deep leadership. We cannot spare him because he's an African. I stand with Trump, and I've been saying it from April, from March, when I heard the voice. There's somebody who told me, leave it. I left it. But now, when it reaches to this situation, when Dr. Tedros is telling Kenya that Kenya is not doing the right, also, is Dr. Tedros also right? Why didn't Dr. Tedros tell us that this disease needs to wash hands? Surely, from December, we should have started washing hands. We should have started distancing ourselves. We should have known that the planes, when they fly into our country, they come with heavy disease. We should have known that keeping a distance was very good. We should have known that above all, the masks were introduced in May. Hallelujah. 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 150,000 pounds. The Auditor General of the British government queried us, directors, queried us, chairman of Uganda Community Relief Association, I, Zenawi, Dambo Nambago, Wafula, and Ifeki, the president of Eritrea. Currently, we are summoned to go to the Refugee Council to attend to a certain stupid lumpen Muzungu seated there in a gym, questioning us, intelligent men with children. And guess who had stolen the money? When we said no, none of us is part of, can do that. The man brought out this, listen, Miriam, he brought out ink, a paper. He said, who of you is Tedros? We looked among ourselves, we are only 4. Tedros was missing. Then now he said, don't worry. when we take over Ethiopia, we shall shoot you. I'm now telling you. I told him, no. Let's not do that. He said, David, this is a shame to Africa. We Africans. This is Zenawi. My great late friend is Zenawi. May your soul rest in peace. He had given me peace in Ethiopia. I could fly in and eat what I want. You went too early. But you left comrades like me struggling to get a better Africa. Mr. Tedros is not a good man. Africans can say, oh, an African should not condemn another African. No. So if you see Tedros now condemning Kenya, when he told us that Africa will have dead bodies, did you hear that statement? Did you hear it? Because he wanted to sell the medicine. He wanted to sell the medicine of Bill Gates. He is in concert with Bill Gates. He wants money like hell. He smells money like a hyena. He has smelled money from George Soros. That's why you see him, Ramaphosa. There are people on this continent who follow money like Ramaphosa, him, and when they hear there is money, and Obasanjo, they will run. In fact, a plane can cut them to pieces. Truth will be told so that Africans can know the type of people we are having. This Ethiopian friend of ours is not a very good man. I support Trump. I support the British government on their role to investigate WHO. I support all Western countries in the air investigation of what happened. What did he know? I swear he picked money. I swear. God, on money, Tedros will pick money. And guess what, Professor? We lost we lost the what? The funding. We had the two options: to go to jail or lose the funding. We chose to lose the funding. And this is another African man who later on rose while I'm still alive. They became the WHO. When Madam Amina Mohammed told me they support him, I told Madam Amina, please. Mama, you are my friend. Don't bring me near this. This man is a disaster. Honestly. This is what I told Amina, and she's my friend. I said this is a disaster. You are going to see a disaster. This was 4 years ago, or 3 years ago. I said this is a disaster. They say they were announcing for that post you saw. Who gave Tedros the plane to fly him around the world? It was Melinda Foundation of Bill Gates. Chartered the plane, paid the fuel prices, parking fees. So that's the man you saw meeting the Chinese Prime Minister, our president. You think he left there without money? It is like somebody in Africa. There's another fish in Africa. When you mention the money, the name comes very fast. Everybody runs to that person. I won't say it today because I'm in a very good, joyful, confident mood. There are some people in Africa, when you mention money like this, whoo, even the money itself gets us scared. Have you not said that the money also speaks? Money speaks, it gets scared. How you are going to steal it? It gets scared. At times it does like this. Oh my, he's coming again. Oh, he's coming for me again. Hey. Why? Iko watu wanaiba. that Tedros is a thief. Thank you, Miriam.
All right.
I knew it. So he has no credibility to doubt Kenya's testing capability. He's himself very, 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 very disorganized Mafiki Zolo.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So on Monday, the World Health Organization Kenya office cautioned against interpretation that this decline is reported numbers constitutes a true decline in the spread of the disease. They said as further and more widespread laboratory testing and contact tracing takes place, and as further data becomes available on hospital admissions and deaths, the declining number may hopefully be confirmed, the agency said on Monday. That was yesterday. But even when President Uhuru Kenyatta was speaking through, I think, with the county and seeing how far, Kenya has, in regards to the fight in COVID-19, he said as much as this number shows a hope that COVID-19, we're slowly winning this war, but Kenyans should not be, let their guards down. We should continue observing these measures until we are truly, come to a place where we know we are safe. So, Professor, World Health Organization casting doubt there on the decline of numbers here in Kenya. What does that mean for us, for the Ministry of Health?
Miriam, thank you for that question, and it leaves me wonder, what can a friend do for you? To wish you well, or to cause fear in you? You know, as Dr. Masanga has put it, that the COVID-19 is a conspiracy. And the people were after making money. The George Soros and the Bill Gates say that you will see dead bodies in the streets of Africa. Thank God it has not happened, because God is in charge. So I expected the World Health Organization to tell us, thank you for working very hard. Thank you for what the measures you have put in place. May you enhance them more. They know if the curve flattens, it goes without saying that they don't make money. So with COVID-19, 9 million people have been making money. And I wonder, see our neighbor here, Tanzania. They are not giving his figures. They are not. Where is health organization? Why are they not talking about Tanzania or other countries in Africa which are not even able to test, and we don't know what's happening there? Because they know Kenya being what we are, with our strategic position, if we succeed, we will give hope to Africa. And the people will see the rest of Africa and other countries say that if Kenya has made it, we can also do it. So Miriam, this is a harmless statement from World Health Organization. Only a evil person will say what they are trying to say. I hope they could have said, you have done good, pretty good, but you need to do more. Imagine, Miriam, even reducing this one, they are not even appreciating. So you can be able to see Dr. Tedros has given a bad name to the continent of Africa. And in fact, Miriam, see this. He should be more concerned with where this virus originated. And those countries have got more authority standing to support Kenya and other African countries, because this is not our disease. It was manufactured in the laboratory, imported to Africa and the rest of the world. So Miriam, those kind of statements from World Health Organization, they instill fear to the people of Kenya, but God is with us and we will continue. The curve will flatten. Remember the other day, Miriam, see here this. Did you hear them saying that what we need to do with our children in schools? You hear them that if the children stays long at home, they will be affected. And now when hope is coming, these are double standards, Miriam, and it can never be tolerated.
They said what?
My advice here is, we are on our own. We will navigate and we will come out of this.
Well, very well. So Mercy Mwangangi last week was quoted as saying, Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, who is the CS of Health, she said, "We are not yet flattening the curve. There are challenges with testing and the reagents issues which will be sorted out. Kemri will then get back to testing more samples." So that is the CS for Health, Mercy Mwangangi. So it seems to be pegging on to what World Health Organization there is saying. The figures could be lower because of their lack of reagents, perhaps the testing kits, and the huge backlog right now at Cambridge. But still, the figures are low, so it is something to be happy about, Karen.
Yes, Miriam. As far as we are told they lack this and that, the truth is, even the numbers right now, with them lacking that, whatever it is they're saying, cannot be compared to the numbers we had at first, cannot be compared to the numbers we had at around January or February. So the truth is we are headed towards the curve flattening. And the fact that we are missing PPEs, the testing materials, whatever it is they're saying, is not a backup enough for them to use it. Like, that's the reason as to why we are having the numbers going low. So the truth is the numbers are going low in spite of us missing those testing materials. That is the truth. And I didn't expect that from the World Health Organization. I think when your neighbor is doing so well, you need to encourage that person. And this is not the first country that is recording a drop. We've had so many other countries who are recording a drop. So why aren't they judging those? Why aren't they getting reasons to use against such countries which are recording a drop when it comes to the number of COVID? So I think they should have encouraged us instead, because it's a good thing when you're out of this huge problem, things are getting better. Other than questioning this whole process, I don't think if it's right. I don't think so. And like I said before, this is not the only country that is recording a drop. We've had many others. So I believe in what the Ministry of Health has done so far. It has moved a step despite the missing materials and all of that. We are actually, because even in Mombasa, if at all they doubt the numbers, we are going as low as 5% when it comes to recording these numbers. So where do they expect the huge numbers to come from when we're not going above 5%? Obviously, it will affect the whole country. The rate at which people suffering from COVID will go low. So they do not have the right information.
Yes, indeed. Even in Mombasa there, which was a hotspot together with Nairobi, has since recorded very low numbers there. And from what we've heard from Mombasa, people are actually adhering to some of these measures. So it could contribute actually that the numbers are low because people paid attention to these instructions that have been given to always make sure they're safe in public and they protect themselves and protect their loved ones. So President Uhuru Kenyatta announced the curve is beginning to flatten on a day that country recorded 144 new cases of the virus from a sample of 4,260 cases, which is not bad, because I remember a few days ago we could have 4,000 samples, and out of that we could get even 400, 600 infections there. So this is something to be lauded, because even the sample there was not small. Out of 4,260, only 144 cases confirmed positive for COVID-19. So I think that is something that when you look at that and what was there before, there is, yes, it is very important to note that. So the president, however, warned that the pandemic is at its dangerous point where the curve can either flatten further or surge in infections. So Kenyans, Doctor, they're being urged, as much as these numbers are something to celebrate about, but it is not time for you to leave your house without a mask. I wouldn't be surprised to see Kenyans walking around there a lot of them actually walking without the masks, but you should continue making sure that you're safe wherever you are, Doctor, even as we conclude that COVID-19 and we get to our topic. Mm-hmm.
First of all,
yes,
no African should listen to any other advice except that coming from the Ministry of Health. Don't leave your mask. Don't leave your social distance. Wash your hands. Continue until all of us, people start flying. Then we see big number going to Britain, coming back, going to America, coming back. At the moment, flights are almost empty, Miriam. The only flights that I saw that come in huge numbers are those ones in Mombasa. The Wazungu, they have started traveling. To be very honest, they have started traveling now. I saw at the airport in Mombasa, there were very many, there were planes coming in, chartered planes, which is very good.
But such doubts being casted by World Health Organization will even cause some panic from anybody who wants to come in and visit the country.
Exactly. So you know, there is one thing that you people don't know, which we must know, and which Kenyans must know. Some people don't want Kenya to develop. Some people don't want Kenya to win this war. Some people, look at the church leaders, look at everything. We are coming to this. Look at the people, look at the deputy president. He is campaigning throughout. He's obsessed. He likes to have this power by all means. I wish I had all this authority. I would just say have it.
Doctor, let's leave him. We'll tackle him when we come to the next hour.
I'm making my point. I'm making my point.
Yes.
My point here is this. There are people in Kenya who write these reports for World Health Organization. I'm telling you, there are NGOs here writing quiet reports about all this. Why am I saying this? They undermine President Uhuru Kenyatta by saying COVID money was not used properly. They went and wrote quickly to the Global Fund that gives money to malaria, tuberculosis, tsetse fly, all these mosquito nets. You know? Can you believe that it's a Kenyan who wrote to the world, the Global Fund, that don't give Kenya money? Who went to the American embassy and told the American ambassador that the money of USAID has been eaten? A Kenyan. We are a problem of our own. We make our own, we kill our own countries, Professor Onyari.
You're right, sir.
Unless we start talking about this behavior, we are gone, we are dead, we are finished. We are behaving like a Zimbabweans who went to call for sanctions when they were flying because the Wazungu were paying their hotel bills. You know, Africans like free things. When you have gone with your per diem and you find an NGO there paying your hotel bill, then you keep this money to go to Marks and Spencer to buy clothes for your concubines. Urudi na perfume na nini unabeba, unataka kugawia watu to impress people in Africa. When your hotel bill has been paid. Miriam, Zimbabweans did that. Watchman Kube, Changarai, Biti, and the rest of these Nikopums from Zimbabwe. They went around looking for sanctions to kill Zimbabwe. See where we are now. The same, there are some Nikopums in Kenya, some silly people, some NGOs in this country. People like David Ndii, Githongo, they are writing to these agencies not to give Kenya money. But the disease is not going to kill only those that you are writing against. The disease is killing even your mother. And believe me or not, God also is not is not sleeping. He strikes those who write those letters with their family first. Hey, when you write a letter to deny your country money, I have been in opposition for 35 years against Museveni, against President Museveni. I have no regrets. But there is one thing that I have never done, which I will never do, is to call for sanctions against Uganda. You know why? We shall be killing our own people.
Oh, yes.
Museveni will tell his cousins to fly to London to get the medicine he wants. Will my mother fly to London?
No.
Can my sister fly to London?
No.
How many friends in Uganda can fly to London? Before you go to London, you have to get a visa. Can you fly to London? So why should I call for sanctions against my country? I can disagree with President Museveni on a number of things. We agree on lots of things, including security in Somalia, the keeping of Somalia, the work he has done. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I will never disagree with you on that. Security in Uganda is tight. You cannot beat a Ugandan and you think you run away. He will beat you. Atakupiga. You cannot come with a gun in the village in Kampala and threaten people. LC1 uko chini kwa parish ako na AK-47 inalia moto inataka kuua mtu. That's very good. But there are things that we disagree. But I will never call for my sanction against the people of Uganda. I am so shocked about Kenyans who write to these organizations to block funding for their own hospitals. Yet, the reasons for blocking, the whole of last week, all these NGOs, medium, let's exhaust this, were writing to the Global Fund to withhold malaria money, tuberculosis money, AIDS money, AIDS, HIV, AIDS money.
The RVR money, yeah.
They were writing, and these are Kenyans. NGOs, they are here. And you find them also in a hotel, in these small hotels with the Bazungu running around with bags. You feel like getting one of them and saying, what is this? They are telling a Muzungu that blocks money from coming to Kenya because a slight mistake has happened. KEMSA general manager, MD, has slept on the job. He was being bribed. He was being influenced, corrupted. He should have reported to the EACC. That stupid man called Mujara. Majari. What is his real name?
Manjari.
Is it Majari? Miriam, what is the name of that man?
Jonah Manjari. Jonah Manjari.
Dr. John Majari.
Jonah, yes.
Joanna Majari.
Yes.
Should have reported the matter to the EACC. Don't report it to Parliament. That's a gossip. Parliament is a gossiping area. You should, yes, it's gossip.
That's why they're not passing the laws. They're just gossiping.
Yes, it's a gossiping area. If you look at the senators and the MPs who were asking questions about COVID-19 money, they were gossiping. They were asking on gossip. They were asking personal questions. You are asking Kindura, Ambassador King, the former senator of Muranga questions because you hate him with a Kikuyu.
Kembi Kitura.
Kembi Kitura, you are asking him because you hate him. You are Maasai asking a Kikuyu whom you have been hating. Is that a parliament? Yeah. Is that a parliament? When you see a Kikuyu coming and he's on the board, you hate him already. You have told him he has eaten.
The stereotype.
He has already eaten.
Stereotype.
When you hear Mutahi Kagwe, he has already eaten his Kikuyu, isn't it? Is this the parliament we want? Is it the parliament? At least for us, you can laugh at us, Ugandans. We are bad loaf, we have a dictator, yes, but we don't have tribes.
But Doctor, something else yesterday that President Uhuru Kenyatta said
We don't have tribes.
Yes.
We don't. Mama, we don't have tribes. We have Ugandans. We are learning. Yes. Yes. Call us bad. Call names. Museveni is not going to be there forever. But Uganda will be there forever. Because honestly, it will be there forever. He will do his contribution and leave it for others. Where is Idi Amin? Where is Obote? Where is Tito Okello? Where is Basilio Okello? Where is Paul Mwanga? Where is Kabaka Mutesi? Where are they? Where is that monster Idi Amin? The one who made me to get a gun at a very young age, which might have entered my brain now. Having an AK-47 at the age of 17. You think it is a joke? I was a child soldier. So where are they? They are gone. But the nation remains. So I'm teaching this to Kenyans to be patriotic, to support their president, not to write letters to international agencies. We have this monster of writing letters to ICC. We have writing names to other people. Miriam, let this habit stop. That's why this man, World Health Organization, Akiamu, if you investigate now, Miriam, you are a journalist, you'll find that one Kenyan have written to them a full report that people are not being tested. A lie. Yet you cannot explain why Mombasa is so clean. They have not written why Mombasa is so clean. Why Malindi is so clean. Why the people of Malindi are washing hands every corner. Even in the banana plantation, there is water. Am I wrong?
You are right, sir.
There's nobody eating without washing hands. Now we rely on rumor. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And perhaps something else that might make some of these rumors go away. Yesterday, President, I'm reading from page 6 of the Daily Nation, President orders all Afya House tenders to go online in 30 days. President Uhuru Kenyatta has directed the Health Ministry to adopt a transparent online procurement system within 30 days in a move that will expose the cartels running Afya House. Now, the ministry is tasked with developing a mechanism through which all procurement of the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA, will be done online. And I'm sure, Prof, you're watching this, but President Uhuru Kenyatta was saying this, and he's saying perhaps so that Kenyans are able to see what is really happening, who has won this tender, and the faces and all that, and if at all it has been done very properly, and if at all this will be adopted, then this will go a long way, even in aiding in the fight against corruption, Prof, even as we look at some of these scandal cases that now are under investigation there in KEMSA.
Miriam, President Uhuru Kenyatta, I want to say it from the bottom of my heart, he means well for this country. And I want to repeat that he means well for this country. And I'm repeating once again that he means well for this country. But Miriam, in terms of governance, you must have people who assist you. He has been making very beautiful statements. Didn't he say that in 2018 that all the procurement must be in the government portal? What happened?
Yeah, he said that
Is he saying for the sake of saying? So it means that those people who are charged, the president is not just an idol who walks around. When he gives directive, must be followed. And I want to to believe that within 30 days, the Minister of Health should be able to provide us that information, and all other government departments should do the same. It is through this, Miriam, that we can be able to see transparency on who has won the tender, how much he has supplied, what is his finance of Marshall, is he capable of doing these tenders? You know, Miriam, people wake up today, they just go and they just a company, and then tomorrow they are given business, multi-billion. So on this, I want to say that, and we will continue saying that as part of the legacy, because in PPI, one of the items which they identify is corruption. Why do we even need to change the constitution for us to fight corruption, Miriam? Why don't we Kenyans help the president? You know, Miriam, Dr. Masanga said something which has puzzled me. Miriam, if sometimes I use the mother, you will sometimes accuse me of being gender insensitive. If you find your father naked, do you just go outside to call people to come and see your dad naked? Just like Ham, one of the sons of Noah, did to his brothers when his father was naked. Common sense tells you, you cover your father, and then the rest of the things will follow. Miriam, how dare you write something against your country that this is not being done? What are you going to gain? Miriam, I've seen it with my own eyes. Dr. Masanga, I don't know. Sometimes you steal my brain. I don't know who I will start investigating you. How you come to get this information from the inner part of my brain. I have seen with my own eyes those people who have written wrong things about this country in terms of HIV AIDS. I have seen their friends and their relatives going down. Miriam, yes, COVID money was being misused. Or there was corrupt deals going on. Why do you go and accuse money for malaria, money for tuberculosis? Why don't you focus this? What are you going to gain telling the development, our development partners and our international NGOs not to give money to Kenya? So Miriam, let us support the president on this. When he's saying, you can see how strange it is. And I'm about to recommend with the president, forget about even the big four agenda. Let us concentrate on corruption until we bring people down. You will leave Kenya a safe place. So on that one, Miriam, I support the president. That's the way to go. And all government departments should be able to put the information on the portal online so that Kenyans will be able to see who is this transaction with the government, who tendered, at what price. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel Vesonga. Good morning. I see that you've joined us.
Very good morning, Miriam Ogutu, Dr. David Matsanga, Professor Jared Onyari, and Karen Joseph from Mombasa, and of course our viewers here in Kenya, Africa, and the continent.
All right, so yesterday the president is quoted as saying, I direct the Ministry of Health to within 30 days come up with a transparent, open method and mechanism through which all tenders and procurement done by KEMSA are available online, so we can see who has been awarded a tender, the value of the tender and what it was for and how it was evaluated. So this is not the first time that we're hearing President Uhuru Kenyatta saying this. How can this be enforced? Because if this will be possible, of course, this is a directive by the president. So I'm hoping in 30 days, KEMSA people should do this because they've been asked to do so. But should this also now apply to other government parastatals and institutions, because that is where corruption has been really, really rife there? Daniel.
Yes, thank you, Miriam. And first of all, let me take this opportunity to applaud whatever step President Uhuru Kenyatta took. That is the only way that Kenyans will have confidence in our government agencies in terms of how tender process is done in procuring various government departments. And there's an African proverb that says that if you are preparing groundnuts for a blind man, you have to keep whistling so that he doesn't presume that perhaps you are eating his groundnuts. And I think that will go a long way in ensuring that Kenyans are very much aware of whatever is happening in government. and it will bring in the concept of accountability, transparency, and integrity as well. And that only tells you, Miriam, that President Uhuru Kenyatta is so much determined on the war against corruption. And at one point in time, he mentioned that such will be part of his legacy. But also, I've had a professor talk about these people who are approaching our foreign partners and telling them not to fund Kenya. I think that is very unpatriotic for someone to go out there. You know, as much as we have an allegation of corruption, it does not mean that other departments, other Kenyans who need aid from outside have to be locked out so that we punish the country. And President Obama once said that if as a citizen, your prayer is that your country or your president fails, then you are not as patriotic as you ought to have been as a citizen of that country. So that is my perception. I believe this is a step that is going to increase transparency and accountability in our ministries, and it should be replicated in all the departments of government and in terms of procurement and how they'll be doing business.
All right, and also President said there, Karen, that we can also see who was finally awarded, and I think this level of transparency and through the use of technology will go a very long way towards ensuring we have the confidence of our people. And also, because if you put that company there and you have to meet there's certain criteria that a company has to meet before you even awarded some of these tenders, that will be easy even for Kenyans to go and Google this company. When was it, when was it established and how much has it been operating, because these things are now a matter of public, knowledge there. So President Uhuru Kenyatta was really stressing on transparency, even as we look at, he looks at fighting the war against corruption. Karen, should this be implemented? I hope they do. In the 30 days, we start with KEMSA and perhaps we move to other government institutions. Will this aid in the war against corruption in the country? The transparency, a factor there.
Definitely it will, Miriam, because what we've seen before is because we had a lack of transparency. We didn't know whose companies these were, when were they established, how are they owned by anybody who is in that ministry. So I think we are on the right track when it comes to fighting corruption. And if it will be implemented, because I know it will be, this is the president giving an order, then it will help a lot in handling these corruption cases. And I understand, because I'm in this procurement department, I understand the whole procedure, and the right way of handling it is keeping things open, keeping things in the open. Because like we're handling the issue here of corruption in Malindi, we could see that some of these companies are owned by so and so. We didn't know that, but if these things were put in the open from the word go, then even in giving these tenders, we would have given it to the right people. It's because we didn't know whose companies were these, how much were they given, So I think it's a good move, it's a positive move, and we are on the right track when it comes to fighting corruption. And like I said before, the president is handling it so well, and he's actually on time, because we've known so much that we didn't know because of the fight against corruption. So many cases have come up, and concerning these people who are writing, giving the wrong information, well, it won't help, because we're looking at people who are suffering from TB. For you to treat somebody who is going through, who is suffering from TB, it's very costly. You can even go you can even get to around 40,000. Who earns 40 in this country that you're living in? Very few who can be able to afford that. Talking of ARVs, we're dealing with the lives of people here. So these people who are doing that should either learn to also give the right information, or also, right now what the president is doing, I also want them to carry it with them. They should also write it to these organizations. The president has said that we have these transparent mechanisms. I want them to carry this positive information. See, because they write about everything, they should also carry the positives, if at all they are negatives, because I don't say negatives, but then they should learn to carry everything that happens in this country. So let them also put it into writing that our president right now has put a transparency mechanism when it comes to procurement stuff in these ministries. They should not just write anything, but let them learn to carry every other thing and put, because the way it is, like, they're very selective when it comes to what they are giving information. So they should learn to give every information and not be selective where they're doing. However, it's not proper to have other people suffer at the expense of you, having close ties with people whom you're not even related to. But I don't know, what do they gain from putting something negative on paper against your own people? What do you even gain? So as for what the president has done, it's a very positive move, and we are on the right track when it comes to fighting corruption with them.
All right, very well. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me come in here and tell you,
Yes.
Prof, I was listening. I want to thank Karen for the last word she has made. And Wesonga, I got what you are saying. Prof, I always think like you. Because I have no bad heart.
Prof wants us to investigate you, doctor. You got his inner thoughts.
Yeah? Yes. Don't investigate further.
Okay. You're just in sync. You're just in sync. All right.
The way we just have a common blood link with all of you.
All right.
Because you cannot work with somebody you don't like.
That's deep.
I wouldn't like, Miriam pains me a lot, but it is all part and a parcel of working together. There's a pain. There is that invisible pain that always comes. You don't see it, but you see it. But it's there. It kills you, but you don't know. So you leave it to God to make a judgment. That's the same with you, Professor. There's that invisible liking between us and all of us. Otherwise, we would not be working together.
Very well.
I see the value. Professor saw my value about 5 years ago. Am I wrong?
You're right.
When you accompanied me to a Songa's University to address 7,000 students, they didn't want me to leave. They wanted more time. I was warning people about ICC.
Very true.
And Professor Chisangani, cheap as he is very educated but very cheap. He can be bought by some lumpen around here to go and work for him. Me, I cannot be bought by someone. Omuntu webigali ajja agulinde sente mukolere. Omuntu w'omukokoteni. Kiyinza. Nze ndi muna Uganda wawu.
All right. Please, you're speaking in tongues now.
I cannot be hired by a mercenary. That's what I'm saying in short. A mercenary who has stolen money to hire me to speak on his behalf.
Never.
Never. In fact, if you hire me, I end up hiring you. And I drop you in Indian Ocean. But look at Kisangani. He's very busy on TV defending. Is it money? Is it money? We work with all of you here. Have you seen the money with Matanga Ravishile? No. We suffer, all of us. We share. You think there are no people who could have loved to see me talk? I'm one of the most deadly spin doctors you can ever have. Don't ever play with me. Because I studied the subject of spinning, not spokesmanship. I can spin and you are dead. I was taught. I took actually 9 months studying political spinning. Not this jaga. I am the spokesman of I love Deputy President Ruto. No way! You have to convince me before I love you, man. That's why I stand with the principle. Have you seen me blinking in my eyes when I'm talking about some things? I have facts. Kama unanikujia mbaya, natoa. I bring them back and even pictures. Now wake up. Yesterday I promised you I will show you my pictures when I was young. And don't forget, I just Karen to remind him. Then you see the baby who came out. Very deadly guy. So, let me tell you, there are some Africans who are very bad. And managed Otto has delivered the summary. Otto from Denmark is a Luo.
Joseph.
He says he has summarized it all. Let me read it for you.
That is Luo from South Sudan. It's a bit different from
yes.
Luo here.
It doesn't. It is similar.
You want me to read that, Doctor?
Yes. No, it some of the words you can read and say like hitting your private parts. Yes. He has said, Miriam is fearing to read. He has said in my language, Luo, we say Ochanyo Maneki Kidid. If you sabotage your king, it is like you have hit your own private parts with a stone, because the pain with which you hit yourself, you cannot do bad harm to your people. They should stop those writings. I am always very on top of the gear medium, you know. I cannot say vulgar words during this prime time when children are watching.
Thank you for saving
But he has written it that way.
Yes.
He's an African, he has delivered a message.
Yes.
You can't get a stone and hammer your eye. The eye is also a private part. Hey, una bigger eye, So some of these Kenyans are writing letters to the Global Fund to stop money coming to Kenya. Walaya Mungu, yenye, you people, where were you born from? What do you gain? If people who have HIV/AIDS are not going to receive ARVs,
or
and they are called ARVs,
or the TB patients,
or TB patients, or Topical mosquito, or whatever it is.
Tsetsefly, no, but mosquitoes, malaria, yes.
Sleeping sickness, kaumpuli, all these things, black, they are here, chicken pox. They are in those villages of ours. The money that the Global Fund is giving us is part of the money that they looted from here. They are reinvesting to Africa. Why do you write to stop it? Because you are allegedly hating Mutahi Kagwe, because Mutahi Kagwe is a Kikuyu, whom Kenyatta brought and who is driving Kenyatta's Covi-19. Let me tell you a secret now. The people who are against Mutahi Kagwe wanted to loot. They wanted to loot. They are suppliers. And now we have got their names. I will parade their names on Friday, including their sons, the sons of some serious people who are against Mutahi Kagwe because they used to supply pharmaceuticals. Senator Murkomen, you used to supply pharmaceuticals to Kenyatta Hospital and to Kamisa. What happened? Where? Chunga? I've just given you a glimpse of what is happening, man.
All right. So, Doctor, speaking
about...
You
can see why they are against Mutahi Kagwe. Their companies were suppliers. They are just against this guy because the guy came in and said, no, I am not going to give any, no, let it be. Let the money stay. Let the money stay where? In the treasury. but is not coming here. The mafia went and reported to Murkomen that Murkomen uses a law company which is involved in every scandal in this country. In NIS 1, it was involved. NIS 2, it was involved. Who has ever questioned Murkomen's credibility? Why do you rush to question? The best word English which Murkomen does not know how to spell, mismatch. You know, if you gave him without the pen, he doesn't know how to write a mismatch. He's a man who grabbed the papers from George Soros' office.
And Dr. Speaking of which, yesterday, Migori Governor Okoth Obado and his 4 children secured and temporary freedom, and together they paid accumulated cash bail of 18,250,000 or a bond of 39 million Kenya shillings plus a surety of similar amount. And up there on page 7 of the Daily Nation, I see talk rife of Obado ouster as party summons MCA. So they're saying there could be a possibility that the MCAs want to impeach their Obado, should even the MCAs are the ones to do this. If you were to go with Chapter 6 of the Kenyan Constitution, leadership and integrity, is that not enough ground for Obado not to be the governor of Migori?
18 million.
250,000.
Consolidated, yes. It was consolidated. It's good. I am also a parent who does not like theft. But when you see the in-laws of Wesonga suffering.
Why are you insisting Wesonga is?
My friend, Miriam, I am an investigative journalist.
Not Obado's daughter, is it?
In-laws!
Wesonga, come clean, please.
Please. When they are suffering, at times you sympathize.
You'll make Wesonga being ostracized in the society.
No, he's not. He used to be an in-law. But he was dropped because of the flashy circumstances these ladies were living in. He could not cope up with the speed. I wish you called the real mafiosi myself.
You mean he could not afford?
I think you are coming closer to it.
Let's leave that alone, Doctor. But yes. Chapter 6 of the Kenyan Constitution, leadership and integrity, this should be enough ground.
I feel so much taken when I see the children, beautiful, tall lady girls with black, dark, nice Luo skins, very nice, being paraded for theft, being booked in. You know, they put kipande hapa when I take a picture, kipande hapa. So anybody, whenever you go, mtu anatoa ako, anakuonesha. Hata kama tunaenda kwa hoteli ile ya highest Riyadh, atakuonesha. Unatoa picture, unasema nakuja na kile, nishakuja na mwizi. We are going to have a holiday weekend here, 2 weeks, but there's a thief in my room. So, have you ever slept with somebody you don't trust, and then you start hiding your wallet?
I'm not sure I want to hear that story, but
and this type of circumstances. Sometime in 1980, we had just come from Tanzania. God forbid my wife should not hear this.
She will, so stop saying it, Doctor.
It is a story.
She should not hear it.
I went to the bathroom and someone stole my wallet. And I also told her to go to the bathroom. I stole her wallet. I stole the entire wallet also. So when she came, no, for me, I did not steal her money. I stole mine, removed it from our wallet, and I put it back. In half London in Uganda, we had just come and they accommodated us around there. Hotel there with your AK-47 Kuba kama tatu. I had 7 of them. Well,
so this lady stole from a person with an AK-47.
Huyu mama aliiba wallet yangu. So she went to the bathroom. I also stole my wallet from her. And it was the only money that I had. So she's now, okay, David. She used to call me Daudi. Okay, Daudi. Said Daudi in my heart, I'm saying, you get out of my face quickly. She said, I want to go and I don't have any cash to get a taxi. For us in Uganda, we call them taxi. I said, you don't have the cash. Let me tell you. You see, for me, I started being frank. Those days, when I was young, I told her, why did you steal my wallet? No. What do you mean? What do you mean? You called me a thief. I said, look at your bag. What did you put there? Is it there? Why didn't you just ask me for the money? I was going to give you money. But now, since you have stolen, I give you 1 minute. And I close the eyes like it is. By the time I open the eyes and grab my magazine, you are gone.
But still, Daudi should have given her, money
No, Miriam.
for the taxi.
I told Daudi followed her. You know, now I had dressed up in my combat. Don't think it is a joke. It's not it's a real story. In Kasanga, in Kabalagala.
You did not try to shoot her now. Daudi did not try to pull the trigger.
No.
Okay, good.
I just came and told the taxi, chukua muizi huyo kwa town. Take that to the town. That's a further embarrassment. The girl said, please don't talk about it. Said, chukua muizi huyu, I am paying for the taxi, but not chukua muizi, toa kwa compound muizi. So these are some of the things some of us have gone through.
Alikuwa na anosognosia ama
anasogonosia. Lack of insight. William, you googled that word last night and you found the meaning. People lack insight. That boy of Kemsa.
She lacked insight.
He has a PhD, but no brain.
It was dangerous.
Yes. Hearsay in parliament does not work. I want in summary to thank President Uhuru Kenyatta for making each and every tender public. Scrutiny online. I want to confess here again. I applied for a tender in Rwanda for transportation of government manufactured furniture to Belgium by trucks. They needed 40-feet container trucks. I had 2, which I had bought a long time ago in 2010. I renewed them, the new one. They wanted specifications. Miriam, I want now to tell you frankly today, up to today, Corona, come what? I have never seen the permanent secretary. I have never seen the minister. I have never seen anybody from the ministry coming to ask me for pay cut, kickback. But every end of month, once the transport sheet, the manifest from Mombasa returns to Kigali, the Rwandese government writes a check. I swear in the name of God, how many years are those? We are now suffering of poverty because we have closed, we have stopped the trucks from traveling. I've kept them. I don't want to have a headache. Let them be packed there. Uko. Hata kama Kagame anachukua achukue. But I don't want to have COVID. What? Oh, your driver has COVID. He's in a hospital here. No, not David. My age, I can collapse on the way. But I am telling you, because Kagame put tenders on, I got the tender on e-tender. They only wanted to see two things: the conditions, the documentation of the trucks. Let me tell you, and those were the trucks that were driven into Rwanda, and that is the end of it. That is how to manage theft. If Mr. X's company has applied, you will see him there. Hakuna kuficha sasa. I want to thank President Uhuru Kenyatta from the legacy trend headquarters. Asante sana for the good job. You have finished the theft here. Let's wait for the 21 days. Once you get that evidence, then now we come back here to discuss. But before that, we also want to tell the Kenyan public that Mulukomenis companies used to supply pharmaceuticals to Kemsa. So that's why he's very bitter. That's why the mafia fixed Mr. They even created the email. Hey, yeah. Miriam, be careful of giving your email. There are so many dangerous animals around there. They can even make you separate with your loved one for nothing. They originate an email. Well, someone knows these things. They originate an email to look that I was with you in Kigali when you have never even stepped near Kigali. And one of the weaknesses we have, Professor, is women believe these stories very fast. Women, yes, don't, Miriam, I've seen you can't make an argument on this and win. Women tend to believe quickly that their husbands are always wrong. Me, when you come and tell me about my wife, I will first of all tell you, so what? But you tell a woman about the husband, motto. I don't know why one day you will bring that topic, why you are so emotional. You move faster to destroy even the property in the house. Fire, kibiriti, weka. They don't care. And the way song I've been warning you several times, when you are married, choose. Don't go to those families that are thieves. Choose. They are very innocent families, Wana. Very good natured children. How do you steal with your own children? That Micah, small Audrey, we steal together. Then she's in you are in the same cell. Haki ya Mungu, hiyo sasa, si ndio family imeisha. How do you convince this boy that I'm going now, I've reached the stage I'm going to die, but I've left you to be very upright. Haya, atakwambia baba, unakumbuka ile tulikuwa wakati tulikuwa pamoja hapo. Ajaza wanamulinya lyakato na munyambe. Thank you very much, viewers. Miriam, back to you. I think I've done my bit. I just want, and unless there's something that you want me to talk about, the BBI Uhuru Raila plan to corner Ruto's big gamble, and then at last a journey to reopen all schools begins. This is the People's Daily. Have you seen they are sneaking slowly, trying to open schools? Nani from Malindi should talk about this. She's a teacher. Yes. They are trying to open schools slowly, quietly. Someone is eyeing more money there again.
Very true.
Yeah, there you are. And then Matiang'i is ready for 2022. Cracks rock churches. That is my last subject on my opinion. Otherwise, open the debate. I've done my level best as I take my tea.
All right.
Morning tea.
As you take your tea, Doctor, I'd like to, because we have it until another 20 minutes to hear the opinions of the rest. Doctor, as you enjoy your tea, and then we take a break and come back with the other show. The professor had asked their doctor, we see that Obado and his 4 children have been granted bail in line with the Kenyan constitution. And from what we are reading here on the front pages, Raila's party calls MCAs talk over Obado's fate, and even the Daily Nation here is alluding to a possible impeachment. And I was just wondering, in line with our constitution, chapter 6, leadership and integrity, should that not be grounds enough for Obado not to even, to resign from his office as, Migori governor?
Thank you, Miriam, for that question, and I'm persuaded that, and I'm happy that Dr. Masanga has seen from my perspective that we should not subject our children to some of the evil deeds that we do. That's what I was saying the other day, and they thought that I was subjecting this question because I was trying to say that my daughter, if I bring her something, she cannot question me, and I don't know whether your son can question you. But what we need to do as parents, let us not put our children to shame. Be it as it may, Miriam, I've said that chapter 6 in our constitution, I don't want to see it there. I don't want to do it, to see it there.
So
why?
What should replace it?
We have had it for 10 years, and it talks about leadership and integrity. Obado has been alleged that he killed a university student. The case is in the court. If that chapter was in operation, she was to say, no, let me just step aside. Let me deal with this case and I come back to the office. He has come, he's in office, and he's assuming that nothing has happened. See the kind of impunity he has done, involving children, involving even the aged mother, his mother. So Miriam, if we want to make use of chapter 6, I want to see all heads rolling. Even the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, the fact that he does not support the president openly in chapter 6, ethics and the leadership, it tells him that he steps aside. So many more people have been judged on that by the in law, in court. Miriam, if chapter 6 was in another country, it's enough to see you out of office. But here, Kenya, we just go around, someone is having a case in court, and it stands for an office, Miriam. The adjective of chapter 6 of our constitution, they meant that if you are mentioned, you step aside and deal with your case. When you finish with your case, if you are found innocent, you go into office. That is how a civil society behaves. So Miriam, on chapter 6, the way Obado has been, in fact, if I were to get an opportunity to give Justice Mumbi to be the Chief Justice of this country, if I had that power, imagine how that lady came with a ruling that you steal from the people of Kenya. You are charged, you go back. Did you see the other day how the MP for Karen, Aisha Chuma, how she was working under that? We have been done that, and you have started with the people and you don't have shame? So Miriam, what I'm trying to say, one of the things as we audit the Constitution, how do we strengthen chapter 6 of our Constitution? It will cure some of the problems that we have in this country. The moment you appear to be inconsistent and contradictory to what the Constitution says, quit the office. And if you want to be safe, be in your private life, nobody will come for you. But if you have come to the public office, we will scrutinize you using chapter 6. See how Justice Mumbi came about, that if we have charged you, you don't step in the office. So Obado is already screwed and done. I'm trying to tell you, it could have not been. Sometimes those MCA could have, they wanted to impeach him during the Sharon case. From where I see it is already impeached. So that you go and eat the money you have stolen from us, and when we will find you guilty in court, we will send you to commit and take all the properties you have stolen from the people of Migori and the people of this country.
All right, very well, Karen. If we were to really follow the Constitution, Governor Obado, as much as this case is continuing, but part of the Chapter 6 of our Constitution, leadership and integrity, if you even bring dishonor to that office that you hold, that should be enough ground for you to leave. From what we've been seeing and the battles that Obado has been having with the courts, the alleged murder, which the case is still continuing, and all of this that you're seeing, could it be an honorable thing for Obado, Migori Governor, to resign at this point, not waiting for an impeachment?
Yes, if I were him, I would just resign and not wait for an impeachment. You see, Miriam, the chapter on leadership and integrity has been largely ignored. Largely ignored. That's why we have the issue of corruption. We have the issue of people still in office as much as, they have done so much. And I do not know why we still have this chapter, just the professor is saying, and nothing is happening. The thing is, we should get one of these cases, and those who are found to be, if they are found to be guilty, then they should not be back to office. If we do that, have a case as an example, and then follow it up, then we'll say, indeed, this chapter has been put into practice. But the way things are, nothing is happening, and we have like I said, we have issues to do with corruption, like what is happening right now from where I am. I was going to update you. I'll give you an update on what is happening. Aisha Juma pleaded not guilty to 6 accounts, and I'm sure you're aware of them. We have money laundering, forgery, and the rest. But then, if we allow our leaders to commit to commit offenses and then allow them back, we will not be going by this chapter. So it's either we will work on this chapter by using these cases as examples, and from there on we follow it up, or else we just have it there in form of a picture. We know it's just a chapter, it's just there, and that is not how it is. We're supposed to follow the Constitution to the letter. So that is it, Miriam.
All right, Daniel there. Thank you so much, Karen. Professor said that perhaps this is one of the chapters that should be struck out of the Constitution. We see a very piecemeal interpretation when it comes to this chapter, and I think there is a deliberate, effort to just overlook this chapter when it comes to holding our leadership account, be it our governors, be it any elected leader, be it anybody holding a public office. And I don't know, should we just get rid of it? Or should we find ways in which, it should be implemented to ensure that it should be implemented and enforced as it should according to our Constitution? Daniel.
Yes, thank you, Miriam. I've listened to what both Professor and Karen have talked about. And the matter of integrity is such a very big matter in our leadership, in that this country has been held back several years behind in economic development due to rampant corruption that is so endemic in our system. The other day we were talking here about paying the board of management teachers across the country, and it clearly came out that some head teachers had really inflated the numbers, and they gave a much bigger number than actual was on the ground. And those are some of the things that happens even in our government offices. When you as a normal citizen go to seek some assistance, you have to part with a penny or two for you to be able to get a service that you're entitled to. So I think this chapter on leadership and integrity, it is something that for so long time we've ignored it, and this is because we only see it from the point of applying it on the point of where a leader has already been elected and they are in office. Now is when we look at it. But we've always ignored it prior to the election or maybe appointment of these leaders, except for a few who are appointed through the president and other government bodies. But this law should be applied even before leaders are given the green light to run for any public office. Look at Nairobi, for example. Governor Mike Sonko is a person who has a very, very grievous criminal record, and he has gone even on record in public to say that he was convicted of various crimes in Shimolatewa, and he even never finished his jail term. So before we even elect leaders, be it an MCA, be it an MP, be it a governor, be it a senator, we have to make sure that we raise the bar too high, according to Chapter 6 of our Constitution, so that we don't have scoundrels coming into public office and be able to perpetuate impunity in those offices where they're expected to serve the common man. So we have to look at it from that perspective. Otherwise, right now as it is, I think as a country we have failed miserably to implement this essential chapter of the Constitution. And that is why now and then we are having cases of corruption. We are having cases of leaders who behave like Governor Zachary Obado. And when you look at Obado, this is a man who has defiled the moral compass in whichever perspective you look at it. He has failed the integrity test. He has a case where he's alleged to have killed a university student. He has a case of corruption and also a case of nepotism behind his back. So for us to avoid such kind of scenarios and substandard leaders that are standing into office, we have to check this chapter of the Constitution before and even during leadership, when we elect and appoint our leaders into public offices.
All right. Thank you so much, Daniel Wesonga. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Karen. And thank you, Dr. Daudi. Please just stay where you are. We shall be back with our next show, my opinion, where we shall be looking at the broken church.
Something. What medium did you say?
Dr. Daudi.
Daudi. Oh. Professor, you have seen the problem now.
We'll see you in a few minutes. Don't go too far.
Dr. Daudi. Bwana, huyo aliiba pesa zangu. There's no way I can. Hey.
Daudi.
We shall be back, our viewer. Don't go too far.
You know what you are called, that name.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.